You can't stop negative thoughts, but you can stop suffering. Here's how. In this video, I'll break this powerful idea into 10 simple parts, showing how this book teaches you to stop believing every thought and live with more calm and clarity. Part 1. Understanding why we suffer. Chapters 1 to 3. This part explains the most important idea of the book. Suffering does not come from life itself, but from how we think about life. Everyone experiences problems, mistakes, loss, and pain. These things are a normal part of being human. However, not everyone suffers in the same way. Some people recover quickly, while others feel stuck in fear, sadness, or stress. The difference is not the event, but the thinking that follows it. The author explains that pain and suffering are not the same. Pain is physical or emotional discomfort that happens naturally, such as feeling sad after losing something important. Suffering happens when we keep thinking about that pain again and again. For example, a student may fail a test. The failure itself is painful, but suffering starts when the student thinks, "I am stupid, I will never succeed," or "Everyone is better than me." These thoughts repeat in the mind and create stress, fear, and low confidence. This part teaches that thoughts appear automatically. We do not choose most of them. The brain is always producing thoughts based on memory, habit, and fear. The problem is not having thoughts. The problem is believing every thought is true. When we believe our thoughts without question, they control our emotions and actions. The author also explains that the mind often lives in the past or the future. We think about mistakes we already made or worries that have not happened yet. When the mind is never in the present moment, we feel anxious and unhappy. This constant mental activity is the main cause of suffering. The key lesson of this part is simple but powerful. Life becomes easier when we stop letting our thoughts decide how we feel. We do not need to fix life first to feel peace. We can start by understanding how thinking creates suffering. Once we see this clearly, we can begin to feel calmer, even when life is not perfect. Part 2. Thoughts are not the same as thinking. Chapter 4. This part explains a very important idea. Thoughts and thinking are not the same thing. Many people believe they are, but understanding the difference can reduce suffering greatly. Thoughts are short mental messages that appear in the mind. They come and go naturally. For example, "I am hungry," "That class was boring," or "I feel tired." Thoughts appear without effort. We cannot fully control when they come, and we do not need to. Thinking happens when we grab onto a thought and continue building more thoughts around it. For example, a thought appears, "I made a mistake." Thinking turns that into, "I always mess up," "People will judge me," and "I will never do well." This chain of thinking keeps going and creates stress and fear. The author explains that suffering comes from thinking, not from thoughts. A single thought is harmless. It only becomes painful when we keep following it and believing it. This is why two people can have the same thought, but feel very different emotions. One person lets the thought pass. The other person believes it and feels upset. This part uses simple ideas to explain how thoughts work. Thoughts are compared to clouds in the sky. Clouds pass by on their own. We do not chase them or try to hold them. In the same way, thoughts do not need attention. When we stop giving them attention, they disappear naturally. The author teaches that we do not need to fight our thoughts or argue with them. Fighting thoughts often makes them stronger. Instead, we can observe thoughts calmly, like watching cars pass on a road. When we do this, thoughts lose their power. The main lesson of this part is that you are not your thoughts. Thoughts are events in the mind, not facts about who you are. When students learn this, they feel lighter and more relaxed. They realize they do not need to listen to every thought. This understanding creates space, calmness, and freedom in daily life. Part 3. Why positive thinking is not the answer. Chapter 5. Many people believe that the solution to negative thinking is positive thinking. This part explains why that idea does not really solve the problem. Positive thinking may feel helpful for a short time, but it does not remove suffering at its root. Positive thinking tries to replace bad thoughts with good ones. For example, when someone thinks, "I am not good enough," they may try to say, "I am amazing," or "everything will be fine." The author explains that this still keeps us trapped in thinking. The mind keeps jumping between negative and positive thoughts, and this can feel exhausting. The real problem is not negative thoughts. The real problem is believing thoughts and needing them to be a certain way. When we depend on positive thoughts to feel okay, we become afraid of negative thoughts. This creates more stress and pressure. This part teaches that peace does not come from changing thoughts, but from not taking them so seriously. When we stop judging thoughts as good or bad, the mind naturally becomes calmer. We no longer need to fix every thought or control our mind. The author explains that trying too hard to think positively can actually make people feel worse. When positive thinking fails, people may feel disappointed or weak. Instead of forcing the mind, the book suggests allowing thoughts to come and go freely. The key idea is neutral awareness. This means noticing thoughts without judging them. When a negative thought appears, we do not fight it or replace it. We simply notice it and let it pass. Over time, the mind becomes quieter without effort. This part helps readers understand that they do not need to be positive all the time to be happy. True calmness comes from acceptance, not control. When we stop trying to manage every thought, we feel more relaxed, confident, and free. Part 4. You don't need to stop thoughts to be calm. Chapter 6. Many people believe that to feel calm, they must completely stop thinking. This part explains why that idea is not true. You do not need to stop thoughts to feel peaceful. Thoughts are a natural function of the brain, just like breathing is a natural function of the body. Trying to stop thoughts is like trying to stop the heart from beating. It only creates more stress. The author explains that the real problem is not that thoughts appear, but that we react to them automatically. When a thought appears, we often believe it right away. For example, a thought like, "something bad will happen," can quickly turn into fear. The fear does not come from the thought itself, but from believing it and thinking about it again and again. This part teaches a simple but powerful skill: non-reaction. Non-reaction means noticing a thought without judging it, fighting it, or following it. You simply see it and let it pass. When you do this, the thought loses energy. Over time, fewer thoughts come, and the mind feels quieter. The author introduces easy ways to practice this skill. One way is to pay attention to breathing. When a thought appears, gently return attention to the breath. Another way is to notice physical sensations, such as the feeling of your feet on the ground. These actions help bring the mind back to the present moment. Importantly, this part reminds readers that calmness does not come from effort or control. The more we try to force the mind to be quiet, the louder it becomes. Calmness appears naturally when we stop interfering with the mind. The key lesson of this part is very encouraging. You do not need to change who you are or fix your mind to feel better. You only need to stop reacting to every thought. When you allow thoughts to come and go freely, peace begins to appear on its own. Part 5. Simple daily steps to break overthinking. Chapter 7. This part focuses on how to reduce overthinking in everyday life. Overthinking often feels automatic, but the author explains that it is actually a habit. Like all habits, it can be changed with small and simple steps. The first step is awareness. Many people do not realize they are overthinking until they feel stressed or tired. This part teaches readers to notice early signs, such as tight shoulders, fast breathing, or repeating the same worry in the mind. When you notice these signs, you can pause before the thinking becomes stronger. The second step is creating space. This means taking a short break from thinking by focusing on something real, such as sounds around you or your breathing. Even a few seconds of awareness can break the thinking loop. The author reminds readers that you do not need long meditation sessions. Short moments of awareness throughout the day are enough. The third step is not reacting immediately. When something upsetting happens, most people react right away with thoughts and emotions. This part teaches that waiting, even for a few seconds, can reduce stress. During that pause, thoughts often lose their strength. The author also explains the importance of kindness toward yourself. Overthinking does not mean you are weak or broken. It means your mind learned this habit over time. Being angry at yourself only creates more thinking. Gentle awareness works better than self-criticism. The main message of this part is that small daily actions create big changes. You do not need to fix your entire life at once. By practicing awareness, pausing, and non-reaction every day, the mind slowly becomes calmer. Over time, overthinking loses its control, and life feels easier and more enjoyable. Part 6. Living well without overthinking. Chapter 8. Many people worry that if they stop overthinking, they will become lazy, careless, or unsuccessful. This part explains why that fear is not true. In fact, life often works better when we think less and live more. The author explains that clear action does not come from worry. When the mind is full of fear and pressure, it is harder to focus and make good choices. Overthinking actually blocks creativity and learning. When the mind is calmer, people see situations more clearly and respond more wisely. This part helps readers understand the difference between useful thinking and unnecessary thinking. Useful thinking helps with tasks like studying, planning, or solving problems. Unnecessary thinking repeats worries, regrets, and fears that do not help. The goal is not to stop all thinking, but to stop thinking that causes stress without helping. The author explains that calm people are not passive. They still take action, but their actions come from clarity instead of fear. For example, a student can prepare for a test without worrying all night. When the mind is calm, learning becomes easier and more effective. This part also talks about enjoyment. Overthinking pulls the mind away from the present moment. When thinking slows down, people enjoy simple things more, such as talking with friends, playing sports, or listening to music. Life feels fuller and more real. The key lesson of this part is that peace and success are not opposites. When we stop letting fear control our thoughts, we naturally live better. Calmness does not make life smaller. It makes life clearer, happier, and more meaningful. Part 7. Nothing is truly good or bad. Chapter 9. This part teaches an important idea. Things are not truly good or bad by themselves. What makes them feel good or bad is the way we think about them. Many people believe that events control their happiness, but the author explains that thoughts play a much bigger role than events. For example, imagine two students get the same test score. One student feels very upset and thinks, "I am a failure." The other student feels calm and thinks, "Now I know what to study next time." The event is the same, but the experience is very different. This shows that suffering does not come from the situation. It comes from the meaning we give to it. The author explains that the mind likes to label everything. We label experiences as good, bad, right, wrong, success, or failure. These labels feel real, but they are only thoughts. When we believe these labels, we react with strong emotions such as fear, anger, or shame. When we see labels as just thoughts, emotions become softer and easier to handle. This part encourages readers to practice neutral observation. Neutral observation means noticing what is happening without judging it right away. Instead of saying, "This is terrible," we can say, "This is happening." This simple change reduces emotional pain. It does not mean we stop caring. It means we stop adding extra suffering. The author also explains that many events we once thought were bad later helped us grow. At the same time, some things we thought were good caused problems later. This shows that our judgments are often incomplete and short-term. The key lesson of this part is that peace comes from flexibility, not control. When we stop needing everything to be good, life feels lighter. Students learn that they can face challenges without fear and accept changes without panic. By letting go of strict judgments, they gain emotional strength and inner calm. Part 8. Learning to Trust Your Inner Feeling. Chapter 10. This part explains the idea of intuition, which is our quiet inner feeling or inner knowing. Intuition is not loud or forceful. It is calm and gentle. Many people cannot hear their intuition because their minds are too busy with thinking, worrying, and planning. The author explains that intuition becomes clearer when the mind is calm. When we stop overthinking, we create space for deeper understanding. Intuition is not magic. It comes from experience, awareness, and presence. It helps us make choices that feel right, even when we cannot explain them clearly. This part also explains the difference between intuition and fear. Fear feels urgent and stressful. It pushes us to act quickly. Intuition feels calm and steady. It does not rush. Learning to tell the difference takes practice, but it becomes easier as thinking slows down. The author encourages readers to trust themselves more. Many young people depend too much on outside opinions and worry about making mistakes. This part teaches that mistakes are part of learning. When we listen to our inner feeling instead of fear, we grow stronger and more confident. Simple practices are shared, such as taking a quiet moment before making a decision, noticing how the body feels, and paying attention to calm thoughts rather than loud ones. These practices help readers connect with their intuition naturally. This part also reminds readers that intuition does not replace thinking. Thinking is still useful for schoolwork and planning. Intuition works together with thinking, not against it. When both are balanced, decisions feel easier and clearer. The main lesson of this part is that when the mind becomes quiet, wisdom appears. Readers learn that they already have what they need inside them. By trusting their inner feeling and reducing overthinking, they can make choices with confidence, calmness, and clarity. Part 9. Common Problems and How to Handle Them. Chapters 11 to 12. This part talks about common problems people face when they try to stop overthinking and suffer less. Many readers believe that once they understand the ideas in the book, their mind should become calm right away. When that does not happen, they feel disappointed or think they are doing something wrong. The author explains that this is very normal. One common problem is habit. Thinking has been a habit for many years. The mind learned to worry, judge, and plan all the time to feel safe. Because of this, thinking does not stop immediately. The author reminds readers that habits take time to change. Seeing thoughts again does not mean failure. It means the habit is still losing its strength. Another problem is fear of losing control. Some people feel scared when the mind becomes quiet. They worry that without thinking, they will make mistakes or fail. This fear is also just a thought. The author explains that awareness is always present, even when thinking is quiet. You are not losing control. You are gaining clarity. This part also talks about strong emotions. Sometimes emotions like anger, sadness, or fear appear suddenly. The author teaches that emotions are not enemies. They are signals that appear and disappear, just like thoughts. When we stop fighting emotions and simply notice them, they pass more quickly. Fighting emotions often makes them stronger. Another challenge is self-judgment. Readers may think, "I should be better by now," or "I am bad at this." The author reminds readers to be kind to themselves. Kindness helps the mind relax. Judgment creates more thinking and suffering. The key lesson of this part is patience. Inner calm grows slowly, like a plant. You do not pull the plant to make it grow faster. You simply give it space, light, and time. By practicing awareness, non-reaction, and kindness, readers learn to handle problems calmly. Over time, thinking becomes less powerful, and peace becomes more natural and stable. Part 10. Putting it all into practice, chapters 13 to 15. This final part of the book explains how to bring all the ideas into real life. The author reminds readers that understanding the book is only the first step. Real change happens through practice, not through reading or thinking about the ideas again and again. Peace is not something you achieve once and keep forever. It is something you return to many times each day. The author explains that practice starts with awareness. Awareness means noticing what is happening in your mind and body right now. You may notice thoughts, feelings, or body sensations. You do not need to change them. You only need to notice them. Awareness can happen anywhere, while walking, studying, eating, or talking to friends. You do not need special time or a special place. This part also explains that practice does not mean sitting quietly for long periods. Small moments of awareness during the day are enough. For example, you can notice your breathing before a test, feel your feet on the ground when you are nervous, or pause before reacting when you feel angry. These short pauses help break old thinking habits. The author reminds readers that progress is not straight. Some days the mind feels calm and clear. Other days it feels busy and noisy. Both are normal. Feeling busy does not mean you are failing. It simply means thoughts are appearing. The important part is noticing them. Each time you notice thinking instead of following it, you weaken its power. This part also teaches that life will still have problems. Practicing awareness does not mean life becomes perfect. You may still feel sad, afraid, or disappointed sometimes. The difference is that these feelings do not last as long. When you stop adding thinking to them, emotions pass more quickly and naturally. Another important lesson is not judging yourself. Many readers think, I should be calmer by now, or why am I still overthinking? These thoughts create more stress. The author explains that kindness is very important. Being gentle with yourself helps the mind relax. Judgment makes thinking stronger. The author also warns against chasing peace. When people try too hard to feel calm, they create pressure. Calmness cannot be forced. It appears naturally when we stop fighting the mind. The goal is not to remove all thoughts, but to stop believing every thought. In the final message of the book, the author reminds readers of the most important truth. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts come and go, but awareness stays. When you stop believing everything you think, suffering slowly fades. The key lesson of this part is hopeful and simple. Peace is not something you need to find. It is already inside you, under the noise of thinking. By practicing awareness, patience, and kindness every day, you can live with more calm, confidence, and freedom, one moment at a time. Now that we've gone through the key ideas, let me share my personal reflections, what truly spoke to me, and how it connects to real life. Don't Believe Everything You Think, by Joseph Nguyen, is a book that teaches a simple but powerful idea. Our thinking is the main cause of our suffering. Life itself brings challenges, pain, and problems, but the way we think about these experiences often makes them much harder than they need to be. The book helps readers understand how to stop being controlled by their thoughts and find more peace in daily life. One of the most important lessons in the book is the difference between thoughts and thinking. Thoughts come into our mind naturally. We cannot stop them from appearing. Thinking happens when we hold on to those thoughts, believe them, and repeat them again and again. The author explains that suffering does not come from thoughts themselves, but from thinking. When we believe every thought, especially negative ones, we feel stress, fear, and sadness. The book also explains that we do not need to stop thoughts to feel calm. Many people try to force their mind to be quiet, but this often makes things worse. Instead, the author teaches non-reaction. This means noticing thoughts without judging them, fighting them, or following them. When we stop reacting, thoughts slowly lose their power. This idea feels helpful because it is simple and realistic. It does not ask us to change who we are or become perfect. Another important idea in the book is that positive thinking is not the answer. Replacing negative thoughts with positive ones still keeps us trapped in thinking. The mind keeps jumping between good and bad thoughts, and this can be tiring. The author explains that real peace comes from not taking thoughts too seriously. When we stop judging thoughts as good or bad, the mind becomes calmer naturally. The book also talks about how events are not truly good or bad by themselves. It is our thinking that gives them meaning. Two people can experience the same event but feel very different emotions. This idea helps readers understand that they have more control over their inner world than they think. When we stop judging everything, life feels lighter and less stressful. One part of the book that stands out is the focus on daily practice. The author reminds readers that understanding is not enough. We need to practice awareness in daily life. This can be as simple as noticing our breathing, pausing before reacting, or observing our thoughts during stressful moments. These small actions slowly change our relationship with thinking. I found this book meaningful because it does not give complicated rules or long exercises. Instead, it teaches a new way of seeing the mind. It helps readers realize that they are not broken and do not need to fix themselves. They only need to stop believing everything they think. Overall, Don't Believe Everything You Think is a calm, clear, and helpful book. It teaches that peace is not something we need to find outside ourselves. It is already there, under the noise of thinking. By learning to observe thoughts instead of believing them, readers can reduce suffering and live with more confidence, clarity, and freedom. After reading this book, I found that all the lessons lead to a few big ideas. Here are the 5 core ideas that this book wants us to remember. 1. Thinking creates most suffering. Life brings problems, but suffering comes from how we think about those problems. When we believe every negative thought, we create stress and fear. Learning to notice thoughts instead of believing them reduces suffering. 2. Thoughts are not facts. Thoughts appear automatically, but they are not always true. Just because a thought shows up does not mean you must follow it. When you see thoughts as passing events, they lose their power. 3. You don't need positive thinking. Replacing negative thoughts with positive ones still keeps you trapped in thinking. True calm comes from not reacting to thoughts at all. When you stop judging thoughts, the mind becomes quiet naturally. 4. Calm comes from non-reaction. You cannot stop thoughts, but you can stop reacting to them. When you observe thoughts without fighting them, they fade on their own. This creates space, clarity, and inner peace. 5. Awareness is always available. Even when the mind feels busy, awareness is still there. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. Remembering this helps you feel more stable and confident in daily life. If these ideas helped you see your thoughts in a new way and brought you a little more clarity, like this video, if you want more insights, and subscribe for more brilliant thoughts.